movie. This is awesome. This is crazy. Yeah. Okay, that was not part of the movie. So
whoa, the back of the set just fell down. Wow.
Hey, it kind of looks good though. Stay up, you.
Amazing. We've already got a technical gaffe, and we haven't even begun our first line of dialogue yet.
Stay up, you fart.
Amazing.
Well, it actually don't matter too much.
Now, I'm pulling back so you can appreciate the scale of this set, which is really quite impressive.
Really close on this guy's head. It's on this. It looks like he's on a view screen. Without the kittens. Okay, yeah, maybe that's not such good.
Action. This is why most professional productions have lighting managers.
I would be delighted.
Well, by virtue of the fact that I'm sitting next to the light,
You're the lighting manager.
I am the lighting manager. Alright, we're going to do it again. We're still rolling. Next take. Action.
Dr. Lang, what is happening to the Ford system?
He's a shizer.
See, so so as we did with the DVD redo of Trans 2, Trans 1, Trans Tech, we were able to take Lisa Hayes' voice, even though she sounded like a dude, no matter what we did.
Big time.
And we made her
She sounded
sound
so
like a man.
butch.
So, girl, did you happen to watch the remake where I remixed the voices and made them sound like girls by speeding them up just a little bit?
Uh-huh.
So Lisa Hayes on this take is going to sound like still kind of sound like a drag queen, but at least when in post-op it's going to sound like she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
We hope.
This is the magic of movies, baby.
I'm Lisa Hayes. I'm the cutest person on the ship. We're my turds.
Okay.
Oh, no. What is today, anyway?
Today's the 5th.
5th of January, 2006.
Commencement
Trans
of
Tech.
second official day of filming. Trans Tech. We're going to continue with our teaser scene. And this is establishing that something really dramatic and scary has happened. But we don't know what yet, as far as the viewers are concerned.
And now we have these standard showing the floor.
For no reason.
Yeah. So.
Alright, so. It's interesting because we've essentially replicated here a shot typical of Next Generation, where they've panned back sort of the point of view of the view screen, however, not taking into account the fact that the view screen should be about here. So what we're actually doing is we've panned all the way back from the set, like to scale about 100 yards, and it's just not right. But it looks cool. That's why we do these things.
Well, it's possible their view screen could be this big.
It is, but from the angle that I'm at, we're outside the ship. Just thought I'd mention. Rolling. Action.
Not according to our scans. It's another version of the Earth. January 7th. Is it the 7th yet? I think it is the 7th. 2006. Trans Tech 2, Tape 2. More of the teaser. This is without cards. This is the teaser. And here we have the new Cybertron set. Not yet lit. Get to see it pre-lit stuff, footage. It's January 6th. It's January 6th and not January 7th. Just so you know. Okay, we're going to check some lighting parts. Okay, we don't want it that dark. So we're going to do some changes here. And then we're going to set it up for the scene. This is Rat Trap from Beast Machines, and Cheetor from Beast Machines, and Black Arachnia from Beast Machines. This is the Beast Machine segment. And here we have the other Beast Machines and various other characters on future Cybertron 24th century style set. In the background is Primal Prime, the primal suit dude. He's not in the shot, but he's just kind of in the background. He's kicking back. Yeah, he's kicking back with a brewski. Cybertron brewski. Here we have some gag stuff. We have an Autobot from Monster Bot from Generation 1 in the background. Oh, just, you know. Because otherwise you wouldn't know. There's a Pretender back there. One of the last surviving Pretenders. Hey, little guy. Anyway, there's Tankor. Right there's Tankor. Okay, so I'm screwing around with the camera. Let's do a test shot of this. The little dialogue here. This sort of greenish thing in the background is kind of cool. Shot. This is from the teaser, scene 3A, Planet Surface. Cheetor, Rat Trap, and some of the Maximals are celebrating their recent victory against the Predacons. The Fahque aren't aware of this victory. And Cheetor is now the leader, but of course we don't know that, so we're going to have to infer that from this scene. So here we have the inference of these guys all gathered around them. So what we're going to do is do a little John Yeager Marx cards cheat here and have them sort of facing the other guys. And then turning over to Rat Trap after he faces. This isn't really a Marx cards cheat as much as it is a scene that's similar to an earlier scene in Trans. Okay, and action. Scene 3A, Act 1, Take 1. Transtech, Dark Metal Aftermath, January 28th, 2006. Very late at night, 10 o'clock. So we're going to do the last part of this scene with Cup and the city base and everything because we want to put that in there, have that finished. So Cup has just been blasted. It's a little bit different than the script because it doesn't make sense in the script. There was this scene where they said well, don't endanger the humans and shoot at them, but obviously the Autobots aren't shooting at them. They're running away from the humans. So so it makes more sense if RC and this other guy turn back and deliver their lines as they're going in to rescue them, being blasted. So this guy has just blasted Cup and knocked him over. This guy is lumbering toward them, and he's like, so this is what's going on. So, and let's do it. Let's do a opening scene test shot. And action. January the 12th, 2006. We just did the Fahque alien stuff on the other tape. So on this tape, we're gonna throw in Cheetor stuff about him talking to Rick Hunter. Now, earlier on this tape, Cheetor talks to nobody. But here's the scene. Cheetor talks to Rick Hunter. So here we have. Let's throw some light in there. So here we have. A screwed up bridge set crashed on Cybertron. Alright, are we ready to do this? I think we are. It is well lit there. Alright. 19 minutes left. Let's see. Welcome to the set of Trans Tech 2 Dark Metal Aftermath. I'm Cal Cat, and you're on the set behind the scenes on the second official day of filming, the 12th of the third official day of filming with Marx cards, but the second official day of filming with Marx cards, the third official day of filming. The second day of filming was the 8th. Here we are on the set, and there are some interesting things on the set behind the scenes here to show off a little bit. The tape is almost up, so we're just gonna show you some things. Around here we have the stairway from the Strawberg set. Ooh. That is the stairway that was in the background of the Strawberg set. Actually, it's not. It's a completely rebuilt stairway. Rebuilt from scratch. Carta stairway. Now the light's going. There it is. Have some cartas. The cartas and their brethren and the pieces to go with them. And over there we have what look like little planet egg things and with tentacles. Those are unpainted quintessons. The large planet thing in the front there is Vector Sigma. They're not painted yet. They're made of clay and styrofoam balls with clay on top and wood. And the tentacles are made from pipe cleaners wrapped in duct tape. Here we have the scale models. Unlike in the first movie when the scale is completely off, here we have the scale models of the female Autobots and their vehicle forms in this box. They're not painted yet. So it's a sneak preview of the female Autobots. It includes RC, Alita 1, Moonracer, Firestar, and Chromia. And the Firestar is dead. She died in the last movie. But we built a Carta of her anyway, just to have the female Autobots. We're also going to build other Cartas. It is the 20th anniversary of Carta this year. So we're going to have some special edition Cartas as well. All of them will be proper scale. Unlike in the last movie, where they were a little too big. We did a technological leap involving construction. This, if you look closely, is actually a dowel runner for a... this little bolt is a runner for a screen, like a glass door, like for closing a shower door. That's what that is. Isn't that clever? That's cool. Applies 2 or 3 new kinds of techniques here. We have this paper taping wood and characters. This is a doll head, which is going to be painted over, from a McDonald's toy from the Fantastic Four. It's a doll head. That's the Invisible Girl. But as you can see, she's very visible now as a robot. That's just weird, but funny. Carr just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, it's hilarious. Moonracer raising her arms because she came out of the thing. I think that other one was Chromia. It's Moonracer. She's black, but of course in the story she's just she's painted, repaint the face. So anyway, she has a helmet made from the clay, paper clay. It's like the Kunasan. There's RC's truck bed, the car bed thingy that she transforms on. I'm not going to show you everybody because figure you know that's for the movie. You'll notice in some of the other stuff on the other tape, also filmed today with cards. We had some interesting characters on the set of the Alien Bridge, including Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Some Disney stuff here. Here is the miracle of movie making, showing you the SDF3 set and how we got the light going through the top. Cards thought of this at the last minute before he left to go home to wake up to go to work. There's the set, the bridge, the medic tending to the guy that fell over and died. I think his head is off. And here we have some others. So that's the SDF bridge set. Back here we have the Transformers in their boxes. All the ones in the front are the boxes, the current ones for the movie. The ones in the back are not. Here's the set. That's how we make the set. How we set up the little guys on the G.I. Joes. Great idea. That's some G.I. Joes here. We have everybody on the set. Like Hunter and Max Sterling. They're all G.I. Joes, but they're playing Robotechs here. So, notice that each of them has a little name tag on the back of their chair. This new movie. Max doesn't. Oh well. We know who he is. Helm. Navigation. Upside down. And now the medic shall puke on the patient. No, it's too gruesome. Now. Set of Transtech 2 Dark Metal Aftermath, January 25, 2006. Instead of doing a reshoot like in post-production, like after we're done, on the Primal and Cheetor meeting scene, I decided to do a reshoot of some of their footage to splice in with the other footage. The better Prime scene now, instead of doing it later. So we're going to do Prime's dialogue and some of Cheetor's again as post-production. So here we go. The test shot of this. And we have a different camera angle on Cheetor in the den there. Get a little light on him. Creepy looking. Cool. Place where Megatron drops down. Of course, if we go too far this way, we can tell it's the side of the set. So we have to do that. We do the better drop thing. And there's Primal. But we're not going to be able to tell that Primal's up there. He's like a ghost. So he's in front of Cheetor in the shot. He's kind of shaking like... Optimus Primal! Are you there? As you can see, down at the bottom of this ravine, we have placed the Megatron figure, which has come apart. It's not broken, it just came apart. This is the way he happened when he fell, and his legs were like in the shot, like over here to the side, and he was like that. It's just kind of funny. Now, I don't think that showed up on film, though. So it's just going to look like he fell a long way and then disappeared. So we're okay with that. So I think that for clarity purposes, to show where Megatron disappeared, let's show Meg's disappearing right here. Then you can put it in there later at the end of the other scene. So we're going to put Megatron disappearing right here. Just to show a close-up of him going, oh! And then he vanishes.
Maybe too bright, I wonder. How about now?
That looks better. Ominous.
Yeah, we want it to, I think, dark. Because this is when the bad guy shows up.
Bad guy.
The other bad guy. Yeah.
It's Marx cards. The set of Transtech. Metal Shot Doomsday. And here we have another Vox scene. Another part of the Vox ship. What's today, the 26th?
26th.
And here we have...
We have what appears to be the Vox leader, a crocodile, and Dr. Doom. And they're going to be greeting the bad guy. The other
it was sort of a neutral bad guy.
Sort of, yeah, like a mercenary or something. Okay, just keeping the camera moving here. This is going to be the set that we're filming on, as you can see.
Suck my cock. Gary. Using my X-Men powers.
Uh-oh, look at that ass. I'm not even sure if this is showing up. Really dark.
X-Men powers seem to be stuck.
This is the glamour of Hollywood right here.
I think my left leg's across the hall, though.
Your left leg. Excellent.
My testicle is in my mouth.
Using the time warp action. His fucking tail just fell off. It completely fell out.
Give me it. Property manager. Not only that, I think the tail should be in the front like that.
Like a penis?
Yeah.
Oh, that looks ridiculous.
Japanese hentai penis.
No.
Would you like my 14-inch black snake? Gotta tape it in. Oh. See, where was his tail?
I have no idea. It just fell out.
It's January 28th, 2006, and we're on the set of Transtech Metal Shod. No, I screwed up again. That's the last movie. It's January 2000. It's January 28th, 2006, and we're on the set of Transtech Dark Metal Aftermath. And this is the city street set for the carnage scene in this version of the movie. In this carnage scene, we have a transformer that's going to get tripped. Some Cobra rebel guys out here that are going to... Well, they're not really Cobra. They're just sort of rebel humans. That's what the script says. And they have a Veritech. And they're going to blast an Autobot as he comes down this street right here. Now, it's to scale right now for the G.I. Joes. Hello, and welcome to Transtech Metal Shot Doomsday. Why do I keep saying that? That's the other movie. Cut. Hello, and welcome to Transtech Dark Metal Aftermath. This is the sequel. This is a reshoot of the action portions of Scene 6. Some of the action portions really didn't look very good upon review of the segment. So this is the Autobots down here, lit the same way they were during the production, and we are using this larger expansive set. It has taken 4 days to actually get everybody together for this, and well, the parents are gone. And this is the last day, so here we are on the set. We actually have use of this larger living room area. This is the same living room, although slightly modified since the old days for Star Crackers in 1991. It's also was filmed here, had a different carpet, different layout. This is we had the opportunity to use this. We're using it to its fullest tonight. This little reshoot. And now the dialogue worked, so we're just going to do slightly different camera angles on the dialogue, and then we're going to go right to the action that's going on here. Action. Oh, come on, there aren't even any pictures in this thing. Greetings. It seems that we have done well so far. Yes. So we just wanted to do that transformation sequence again. Some of the other stuff. The rest of it's fine. So we're going with that. What we're going to do next is the descent of the city master thing. It comes down. It looked really confined and really fake, the set upstairs. Because there was no way to show a 3,000-foot fortress thing that's really only 3 feet high coming down onto a space that was only 4 feet off the ground. So it virtually went from 1 foot above the city to where the city was, and it looked really fake. So we're actually going to show the city fortress coming down, and it's actually going to be about 6 feet off the ground when it comes down. So, so the shadow part was cool when he did his little shadow part thing. So that was cool, but we can use the other footage. Use most of the other footage. We want to show the city doing its deal down in the city. So we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do 2 or 3 takes so that so we have extras. Just noticed something on this space set street battle sequence thingy. Originally, we forgot a page. We should show this page. There's an action sequence like a Jerry Bruckheimer movie where these guys are rushing down the street getting shot at. I don't think there's any actual footage of that happening. There was some of this scene in there. It really wasn't intuitive because this line never got read, and then this other line never got read. So it's like, what the hell is going on? Action. Destroy the Autobots. That's slow. Okay, and now let's get a different perspective on the fortress. Head is off. No, he's Why? I see he's in a coma. He's in a coma. Speak to me, Fortress. Speak to me. So you're going to push the camera toward the ship. So what you see is the sky and then the sun looming behind it. So it's going to be like, really, we're on the ground and we're like horizontal, but we're going to make it look like he's going vertical. Okay, ready. Action. And action. Lens cap. No. Action. Give you the bizarre idea of the scale of what's going on here, so that when you do post-production, this thing is supposed to be the size of a small city. So if this thing landed on the city that they're filming in, it would totally devastate it. It would be flattened everywhere and shit. Be awesome. Be devastated. Be cool. So you gotta figure this big boy comes down and boom! There ain't nothing left. So we're gonna do a very tight, very close shot here of this thing actually hitting the ground. Since we don't have an idea for the scale, we're just gonna do this. Okay, action. Well, now it's okay. Okay.
I'm wasting all my moves. Like I have any moves.
43 minutes on this tape. Hello, all you people of peopleness. What I'm doing, I don't know. Transtech 2. Transtech 2. Don't have enough money to replace him.
So, what you're saying is my plan to throw him off the roof later is not a good one.
Not unless you want to pay about $80 for another one.
Wouldn't it be worth it?
It'd be worth it to get the new $80 one. Because it's really cool. And it won't be really tiny. Anyway, so...
Alright, so here we are. It is March the 9th, I believe, and we are setting up to do what is supposed to be one of our outdoor shots.
But as you can see,
we're fudging it a bit, and that guy's drunk.
Extremely.
And so
the original, this original scene was featured in one of the other Trans movies, as is most of Transtech. Transtech is all a remake of the original '80s Trans, and this is one of the scenes that all Trans fans will instantly recognize as the Motormaster and the blue guys.
Yes.
They'll go, oh well, that's.
Hopefully, this is going to be the definitive version of this scene. It's been in at least one of the other movies, as I recall.
It's in Trans, I believe, The Final Adventure. What I'm doing. So this is a reenactment of You're going to be able to see it this time. Won't be outside in the park. It really didn't look like anything.
Alright, so we're going to be filming for the first time pretty much in like a month. It's been kind of a hiatus in production. So it's going to be nice to get a little more dialogue in the can.
Many things are in the can. In fact, earlier there was the can.
Excellent. Pulling. Action.
Actually, it is March 23rd, 2006. And here we are on the set of Transtech Metal Shot Doomsday. No, that's not right. Let's do that again. That's the first movie. Why do we keep doing that? I guess it's just because it looks visually like the first one, but more impressive. Well, Mark's card said, how could we possibly do the scene in Scene 1 where a scores of Transformers approach the Metroplex city and there's like a fight going on? How do we do that? With all of my mini Transformers, the mini cons. Be Scene 7A. Now it's Scene 8. It's blue, green, and red and white Vertex vehicles are chasing scores of Transformers. Motormaster approaches the Blue Alpha Fighter commander. Now, since we already shot some of the Blue Alpha Fighter and Motormaster, we don't need to do that again. So this is the part just before the Blue Alpha Fighter and Motormaster get going and doing their action. This is the scene that sets up this tremendous Transformer battle. The idea that I had in mind was a sort of epic scale Spartacus gladiator type of just all-out brawl for like a few seconds. Basically the big, this is the scene you would probably see in the previews for the movie. So here it goes. 8. Now, of course, Trypticon is actually way, way, way the heck over there. Because he's supposed to be the size of a city. Metroplex is also way, 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 way over there. Also the size of a city. So, you gotta figure the scale in this scene, forced perspective, of course, is that city way over there is like, probably, like, gosh, 10 miles away from where these guys are fighting. And they're just everywhere in this battle scene. So this is reminiscent of the first Trans. This is what's going on, and the scale is quite cool. So let's do a take of this. Major Transformer battle. Cue the action light. And let's do a take. This is just about. Transtech Metal Shot Doomsday. No, it's not. That's the other one. Hello again. It's Transtech Dark Metal Aftermath on March the 23rd. And before Mark's cards gets here, we're going to do the other scene that doesn't involve him. The scene that has Trypticon fighting Metroplex, which comes after his brief little scene, but before the other one. So we want to do that one first since he's on his way. I'm going to Trypticon fights Metroplex. So we're probably going to move some of these guys off the set here to do that. So what we have next is a scene where Motormaster orders Trypticon to come down and eat the human. And of course he would be a city-sized robot too, so he'd be hugely gigantic compared to these guys. These guys are supposed to be just regular-sized Transformers, and they're like... So he'd be like, big, really, really big. So, there he is, Trypticon. And it's going to be the scene immediately after Blue Commander's last lines. This is when I'm sending you the coordinates, and no need to get jumpy. So we're going to do Mark's cards is going to do those scenes later. But right now, we're going to cut to the part where just after he says, yes, your Metroplex will die, and Trypticon lumbers down over the small compared to a human. So we're going to cut to this part here. I'm going to do Motormaster's line, yet Metroplex will die. Before I take it, and I have no further use for you, Triptychon, you may indulge yourself. Men in the sky.
Just like the Wachowski brothers.
Yeah, he's an interesting character.
Lorenza
It's totally out of focus right there. It's because it's trying to focus on the computer behind you. That's like going nuts. He's the man. Marx cards, flipping thing in there. So let's do some filming.
Indeed, it is March 23rd. Excellent. So I have to try and perfect a Mexican accent.
Again.
Which I guess I squeaked by last time, but I don't know how. We'll see. I'm thinking kind of like a gravelly, raspy sort of Speedy Gonzales. Nothing offensive about that.
Well, with an old voice, but with a lower voice, like Antonio Banderas.
Sí, señor.
Evento get your puto.
I'm gonna get your asshole.
Puta is mean a dick.
I thought puto meant ass.
That's a dick.
Does it? Oh. Okay, so he's gonna get the guy's dick.
Anyway, I think it means dick.
I'll take your word for it. I don't speak.
Actually, no, it means whore. Actually, I believe.
Oh.
Puta means whore.
Oh yeah,
So
like
puto means like gigolo, male whore.
the blooper in the Back to the Future trilogy when Michael J. Fox effectively calls Christopher Lloyd his bitch. His whore. His male whore. Which comes as a surprise to no one, really.
Because we always knew about those two.
Excellent.
Anyway, let's go.
Alright, let's get some filming cracking here.
Crack.
Rolling. Action. That should be our DVD cover. Okay, so we're gonna do it. Man, that guy's hammered. All right, we're gonna do a close up. The dude's saying his oh so snappy sexually.
Sort of like Affleck when he's trying to be wisecracking. I feel like Judd Nelson almost. Also known as Masochistic Prime. There he is. Masochistic Prime.
Cool.
Bad guy from the next movie. Here's a
Ooh,
sneak preview of what he looks like.
Groovy. All the internet fanboys are going to be all, oh, screen captures. If we had any.
We are the internet fanboys.
Exactly.
You know, just farted.
Again. Now, y'all remember this guy. Here's a face from the past.
I wonder if he's still a registered sex offender.
I don't think you ever get off that list.
On the Megan's Law.
You remember.
Maybe he did.
You remember what happened to this guy? No. Oh man, it just cracks me up seeing this guy without any arms on. This is movie magic right here. This is how we did it. We actually chopped this guy's arms off. He's dead. Most people don't know this, but Trans Tech 1 was a snuff movie. I gotta get a shot of this. This is the quest for Springer. Springer has gone AWOL.
He's a cock-knock.
Bastard. So when he shows up, we're gonna kill him.
Cobra. La, 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 la.
This is fascinating to watch.
Why are we filming footage of it?
Hey, we got to get an accurate portrayal of what the behind the scenes was really like on any given day. It was mostly like this.
When you have two guys doing it over the course of 3 months and 4 months, and you don't have any prop department person saying.
Yeah, we do. We're looking at him right now.
The one guy doing the props and the sets and the design, and
he's working
always mistakes.
Unpaid, on commission, presumably to receive a percentage of the gross from sales, ticket and DVD. However, the rest of us know.
Sales of our bodies.
Sales are going to be about $0. We're basically giving it away.
Because we can't sell
exactly.
it.
If we sell it, then we have to go to prison.
We have to pay royalties to have it. Then they can steal our ideas.
And they would. What the hell?
One of the Joe vehicles is activated.
We're rolling.
This is KUTS, Milpitas, San Jose. We're on to set of Trans Tech. Dark Metal Aftermath on March 28th, 2006. And this is the scenes holdover from the last tape. This is 9, 8, or 10. It is the Technobots fighting the Horicons. We have just blown Prime to bits. And the Decepticons did. And the Autobots rescue ships guys are showing up. The Autobot rescue guys are showing up. They're too late. So they have to fight Abominus instead of fighting Starscream. So here they come. And we're going to go through this scene here and see what that looks like. Finished Act 1. Oh, Act 1 is finished. Act 1 is finished. Just completed Act 1. 1/5 of this flick is done. Crazy. This is March 29th. March 29th, 2006, on the set of Trans Tech Dark Metal Aftermath. This time I actually got it right. The Dark Metal Aftermath. And this is the set. The set of the battle between the Transformers on the set of their battle. This is a redo of the other set. As you pull back here, you can see the full glory of this set. And it's grim robo death. Yeah. Okay, so 19 minutes of tape left. We're gonna pull off this last battle that's in here for this scene and essentially wrap Act 1 with this battle. Starscream and the Decepticons show up, followed by to fight Prime, followed by the Technobots and the Horicons, and they pretty much beat each other senseless. While Starscream does something very naughty to Optimus Prime. Now, unfortunately, this film footage will not actually show Optimus Prime being blown to bits by Starscream, but rather that's post-production in the computer. It'll look better. It'll look a lot better. So, we're just going to show the hits and blasts and misses, and you can go back later and put in all the other stuff. Okay, let's do this. First part of this. And action. He's beating the crap out of Metroplex. Autobots, stand your ground. Cut. No, they have friends. They have friends, my evil minions of the Decepticon forces. Les, this is twisted. It's Trans Tech. dark metal aftermath. Oh, yes. Trends Tech, the first one, premiered at Jim Bufkin's trailer house thing in Soquel. Him being one of the 4 Starcrackers stars, producers, directors, filmers of that, camera people in the original Starcrackers, and some of the Trans series. Unfortunately, he couldn't sit through it. After about 20 minutes of the first Trans Tech movie, after zoning out through 20 minutes of it, he decided to just disappear into the back of the trailer. Act weird. Yeah. So then, he said I would be bored and hanging around there any longer because there was nothing on. So I decided to leave. So I got on the bus and went back home. Yes, because he was acting really odd. More so than usual. Anyway, Trans Tech, as I guess an acquired taste, and the sequel, even more so. So here's the sequel, and hopefully it's a little more fan-friendly. But of course, Jim Bufkin is not the barometer by which we judge this series. We judge it by John, mainly. It was probably the only other person to sit through it. That is, besides Tim Cantrell, who sat through about the first 2 hours of the original movie that we did. And said that he liked the part where the G.I. Joes and Cobra were fighting and Duke got his head chopped off. Though that was a funny scene. That was funny. He's in a coma! I'll tell you he's in a coma. Anyway, he's in a coma. So, on the next tape, since this is almost up on this tape, you can see more of the movie. Mainly the Technobots and Technobots and Horicons fighting, and that should be fun. So, transform and roll out!
Oh my god, I actually got her to stand. Unbelievable. Okay, we are in fact rolling.
Yeah, you can get the last one. Yeah, anyways. Okay.
Okay, so, Baroness's line. We're rolling. Action.
You need not worry. I know that. God damn it.
Not only that, but
Fuck.
she sounded very much like a man.
I am more than just a man.
Just because I have a penis now.
Well, we're going to take the voice and speed it up. Yeah.
That's true. Alright,
But yes.
but...
We'll
Okay,
enhance the voices.
Baroness's line. We're still rolling.
Okay.
Action.
You need not worry. I alone know this. We are to meet Dr. Morgan there. I'll just do it again.
Pretty good. Double coverage. We're still rolling.
I've done it.
I have had sex with many sheep. So have her say that never stopped us before, kind of like seductively.
Well, I don't know if she says it like. Well, she might, but
Kind of like playfully.
it never stopped us before.
Like, that never stopped us before.
Like she wants to fuck him.
Kind of, yeah, because she's like scaring the piss out of him with her sword. Alright, so what we're going to do...
Either that or she's saying it mad.
Okay, so we're rolling. And... Action. Action. Well, the autofocus really doesn't like that. There's got to be a better way to do this.
Sucks. Well, we got the car driving away, so all we need to...
Well, it's a complicated shot. I've got to have three elements in it. The moving vehicle, the Cobra guys, and then finally an establish of shipwreck. Alright, we're still rolling. We're going to get this. Action. Alright, shipwreck's close-up. We're rolling. Action.
To Cobra's new plan.
You said Josh. To Cobra's.
Well, it's funny.
It's funny, but it's not really how he talks.
Well, then again, Copperhead isn't Austrian.
Well, that's true. Alright, well, we'll do it again. We're rolling. Action.
I better alert the G.I. Joes to Cobra's new plan.
Cut, that was good. Let's do it again. Double
Sounds
coverage.
Like Cup, though.
Well, kind of. It's hard to do Shipwreck's voice. Alright, we're still...
Well, he's kind of got that... He's kind of got a New England fisherman's accent. That's what he sounds like.
Yeah.
Because he's from, like,
Mm-hmm.
New Hampshire or something. Or Maryland. Or even...
Alright, we're rolling.
I
forget which number take this is. Shipwreck's close-up and line. We're rolling. Action.
No. If we're going to do the last part of this tape is last 10 minutes is the rebels talking to their commander in their secret base. This is after the G.I. Joes and Roadblock and stuff. That's going to be on tape 7 because there's only 12 minutes left on this tape, so it's got to be on tape. We do have enough to do the Great Commander and the rebels and their lines. There's quite a lot of dialogue and exposition. So let's do this. So they basically have the rebels in their element. I think that's Rebel 1. So, are we ready to do this? Yes. Action. Last time on Transtech, Dark Metal Aftermath. It was around May. Now it is July 1st, 2006, and Principal Photography continues again on Transtech, Dark Metal Aftermath. Let's see the Cobras. The Cobra guys. He spied on the Cobras and he's on his way to the camp. Now what's going on here is that we have John's Roadblock character. He's going to be Roadblock, so we're going to film Roadblock in the shot, but actually he's not in the scene. He's not here today. So we're going to film his scene against a wall. It looks like a wall we can easily put back up later and film his dialogue. So Roadblock's going to be in later. So in comes EDC Commander Mersa Fairborn. Got 2 days ago. It's actually the brand new cover girl. So we got a Joe Viejo and some others. And let's do the scene. It's not supposed to be simultech, although for those of you who are wondering where the simultech part of this is, which comes up later, it's just right over there on the other side of the studio. There it is. There's simultech over there. And the magic of movie making is that this is supposed to be like a long ways away from that studio over there. And it's like right next door. There you go, right next door. So there's some stuff doing in there. There's a guy in there. It's a cameo by Chris Cupid's. Just kidding. There it is. This scene... This is scene 13A. It should be 14 because it's really a new scene. Shipwreck has just found out about Cobra and he's on his way over here. So, scene 14, Shipwreck on his way to meet Cobra. This is just before the Rebel scene that's already been shot. This is the scene that was missing. So here it is. It's not really missing, we just didn't film it. Anyway, here is Shipwreck's entrance. G.I. Joe camp. Is what's not in the script is that there's him telling them the plan. Now we don't actually have to show him telling the plan, but we have to show him addressing them. So we this kind of illustrates that, is to have him actually explaining things here and then cut to them talking. That's what's going on here. Roadblocks against that prop, which can be replaced over and over again. So let's do this. It's still July 1st, 2006, and we're on the set of TransTech 2 Dark Metal Aftermath within the Autobot Fortress Stronghold. It is supposed to be scene 15A according to the script, but it's actually 16 because it's the one after the Rebels. This is new footage. This is not missing footage. So, it's missing new footage. We also threw in a line explaining how RC, the improved version, is in there. There's RC. Improved. Actually, the trick to this scene is to make it look like these guys are enormous and these guys are human-sized. So this can't be in the same shot with that. It would look really strange. I reviewed the dailies. I determined that all of the Transformer shots work, but that Spike and Chip are just too far away. And you can't tell... You can tell who they are, but you can't tell it's them talking. For instance, this guy's way over here, but because he's in the middle of the shot, it just appears like the guy is not talking, but somebody behind him is talking. So what we got to do is put them against a backdrop. And since they're facing the other way, they could be facing a backdrop. So that'll work. Very well. We go. Pretty much it. Right there. We have made the scene a little more intuitive than it's actually written. But it'll make sense when you do the storybook that you'll have to make it more intuitive. It does work much better that way. It's all in there. It just had to be actually said. So we have Galvatron. It had to be visual. Or it had to be like Galvatron's booty here. So we're going to cut to him taking his booty, pushing it away. Notice that he's carrying his stolen loot in the body shell of Jailbus Bot, who got killed in the last movie. Which I think is kind of funny. There he is. Dead. Funny that Dr. Swofford got eaten and Morgan is still around. Well, originally in the script it was supposed to be the other way around. They decided it was funnier to have the other guy get eaten because Morgan's more impressive and more evil. Dr. Morgan. Galvatron, did you enjoy your snack? Yes, I did. Ate him. This was really something else. Anyway, I want you to get a look at this. Right over here. These are the cast of the movie. All over the floor. I gotta put all this crap back now. We were searching all over. I was searching all over for Galvatron's gun piece. So I had to go through all the boxes. We also found Springer, but since we already used Broadside, Springer's not in that scene. We don't want to go back and film that again. The right guy. Why bother? It was funnier that it was Broadside, actually. He's not in very much. Yeah. So there it is. TransTech. Hello. It's July 3rd, 2006? Yeah. Let's do that again. It's July 3rd. It's July 3rd, 2006, and we're into tape 9 of TransTech Dark Metal Aftermath. And now we're going to do the Metroplex and Trypticon scene again. Well, part of it. It's the part where they go, turn you into land for condos, because that scene will look much better this way. So, here they are. They're in focus this time. Now, at one point, Optimus tells Metroplex to transform and fight him. but it was kind of redundant, so we don't need that. But we do need Metroplex saying I can't get him off me. After it says Metroplex, oh. Yeah, because... I had to add, well, it's not in the script, but it should be, the part where Triptychon at last blows Metroplex his head off, or destroys him. Just this brief little snippet of what Metroplex's reaction would be when he fires all his guns, starting with his head gun. He's gonna fire his head gun at him. I just wanted to get him like saying something in surprise, you know, because it doesn't make sense otherwise. He's just standing there and letting him beat the shit out of him. Shortly after Prime goes, he's beating the crap out of him. So we got footage of Triptychon lumbering over him with this massive cannon thing that he's gonna blast him right in the face. He's like not reacting to it. So that's in focus. That's great. Anyway, action. It is 6:22, the same day, July 3rd. And we're set up for another scene. This is the scene inside Simultech after Galvatron and them have left. The evil appearance of the G.I. Joes. And of course it's of Max's Kara, or the Tripredicus agent. Remember previously he went through the space warp to go to the 2011. And he said, it's a suicide mission. And then the bad guy said, for the Transformers, yes. Now go! And now he has arrived through the space bridge. Presumably while Galvatron was kicking everyone's ass. Now we cut to the Joes entering the building to find out what all the ruckus is about after the Decepticons have left. They've missed the Decepticons, apparently. So there the Joes are. Ba-da-bum, ba-bum, ba-da-bum, ba-bum. Radio station KATS, Milpitas, San Jose. And here's Mark's cards. And the day of filming, we're actually going to do some filming at the Fort of TransTech on the 6th of July.
After
some uptakes, some scene uptakes.
3 months it's been since I think I filmed any dialogue for the movie, but we're going to do some roadblock.
And a little bit of six shot.
Basically, we're going to be filling in some dialogue gaps that we've sort of filmed around me because I wasn't here. And there's roadblock. So, right, we're rolling. Quiet on the set. Yeah.
Okay.
This is take 1, roadblock dialogue.
So we don't want to get these in there. Just want to get sort of...
We just want to see Simultech. Is there an actual door into Simultech, or is it just this blue wall?
This is actually the front area of the building, and according to the last movie, the roof was virtually blown off the whole building by the space alien beam, leaving the wall standing, but debris everywhere. Like the roof's all caved in and fucked up, and like pieces of it are lying down in there. And
so kind of like it looks right now.
And basically, when the bad guys are inside the building, they're actually inside a building that has no roof. So they're like walking around in the shell of the building. So the sun's like shining down on the bad guys when they eat the scientists and everything. It's kind of funny, actually.
It is kind of funny.
This is all fucked. And the ground doesn't exactly match the way the ground was, but that's okay.
Sheepwreck, why you crawling on the ground?
It's only 3 inches. They plugged you through a hose, man.
Roadblock, pickup lines, scene 18A. This is scene where Marissa Fairborn arrives with Roadblock and the others, and they are watching the Carta and the Tripredicus agent. So, these are pickup lines from Roadblock. Quiet on the set. We're rolling.
We should say what this is. This is a 6-shot.
Oh yeah, this is a
About
pickup
to-
shot of 6-shot. Actually, according to the script, he's just killed Gunship 2, who apparently wasn't very good. And he has a snarky little one-liner here. I'm going to see if I can do a Texas accent.
You already did it for the other Trip Tucker guy. So.
Right. I don't want him to sound exactly the same, though.
Hello. Marx Cards has just left. Decided to do the other part of this scene here, where he does his line, the gunship scene, as to make this actually work. Otherwise, it looks really strange if they don't actually do something in here and say their little lines. So, cut back to him saying, after Galvatron is eaten Swilford. After Galvatron's eaten Swilford. And then, Galvatron Mind Wipe is eaten Swilford. Galvatron says, would you quit playing around and get the power? I'm going to do that line again, and then he will go, Mind Wipe will say in there, and then I will do the honors. Then Gunship 2 appears and interrupts them. So here's Galvatron saying, radio station KATS Milpitas San Jose. And we are finishing up the scene with Alita and Magnus on the planet Cybertron. And note that on this tape later on, I think we're going to have to do the pickups for the 6-shot with Marx Cards. But first, we're going to do this Magnus and RC scene. We have a lot of it on the other tape, so just pretty much the ending. We have the little bug guy getting shot too, but we can do that over. This will be cool. It is July the 8th, 2006. Now the set of Trans Tech 2, Dark Metal Aftermath. Here's a scene that is not in the script, but should be, of Scourge and his men approaching the Decepticon ship before they get inside. Otherwise, the scene doesn't make sense that they're suddenly in the frame. So we have to actually show the Decepticons arriving. Otherwise, how did they get out of the Autobot thing? You know, with the Autobots killing them and stuff? There's the bridge. Rebuilt Decepticon bridge set. When they have finished their sacking of the Simultech and are now on their bridge, preparing to fly away. Of course, there's going to be some other pickup scenes for 6-shot here against that backdrop. And that's for Marx Cards to do later. Also, note that the Marx Card scenes with the 6-shot are also later on. He's got to do the other ones too. So anyway, here is Scourge and the other Decepticon minions approaching the mothership. Dark Metal Aftermath. Tape 13. On the hottest night of the year. Well, not yet. Wait until next weekend. We're not even going to film on the hottest day of the year, which is Saturday. It's 105 on Saturday. It'll be in. We're not going to film on that day. That's crazy. It's bad enough that it's 98. Anyway, here is more of the pickup scenes of the characters talking after Marx Cards was here and did the other scenes. This is a new tape to fill in the Scattershot, Spikewood Cookie, and Cheetor stuff. That's this. End Act 2. End Act 2! Yay! I think we're going to be done for the night now. Yeah, it's getting late. And hot. Really, really hot. So, as in warm. July 7th. Oh wait, July 20th. July 20th, 2006, on the set of TransTech Dark Metal Aftermath. Cybertron scene 23, which should be 25 in the book. Cheetor's Primal meeting up with the STF people and the Space Bridge scene. So there's this text scroll. Notice script revisions during the looking at it process. And now, we'll light it and film it. Marx cards will be by later to do his pickup lines with Max Sterling. July 21st, 2006. We decided today that there should be some continuity scenes in the movie. This part is meant to play before Black Arachnia and Soundwave meet each other. And in this scene, here's Black Arachnia and Soundwave. This scene is meant to establish how Magnus and the others get to Earth just as quickly as Black Arachnia and Soundwave do. There's no explanation for how they do that. So I threw in this extra dialogue, which will explain how they do this. They're getting to Cybertron, so they're going to leave through, instead of a ship, a space gate, a warp gate, which is right over there. So that's how they're going to do it. There's Soundwave, but he's not supposed to be in there just yet. So anyway, check this out. Cybertron, Ultra Magnus at the warp gate with his guys going to go back to Earth. Take one. A little closing scene thing there. You can see the humans aren't that big compared to them, but anyway, I'm supposed to be able to see that part. Upon reading ahead to the space battle that comes after this story and after they revive Prime, there's no explanation for how Six-Shot joins the battle at the end of the battle. So how did he get there? There's no explanation. He's just there with Pounce. So I have thrown in a bit of dialogue which would take place at the end of this scene. Scene 30. Or 32. Well, in the book it says 30. It's probably 32. And this is the base, the Decepticon throne room. Galvatron has just talked to the humans, and actually it fits, because he's just addressed them and said he's going to help them out and accommodate their needs and stuff. And, you know, because he wants to destroy the Autobots. Well, we can throw it, so I'm going to throw in the line. Galvatron basically says he's going to send Six-Shot and some of his guys to Earth to deal with the Autobots and humans that are there on Earth in the meantime. So, let's do that. So there's no breakaway from that. Is just Predacon, Predaking, standing there after he's transformed into Predaking. And he's going, hail Galvatron and all that. So, yeah. Predacon says his line about the building the power matrix. That was fine, wasn't it? There's nothing wrong with that scene there after Card's left. It's this one, Galvatron line. So originally when we cut back, original print we could see as we panned back, oops, the side of the set. So I've deliberately left it the blue set, whereas you can clearly see that it's not the right set. So we're going to cut it here and zoom in on. Note to editing staff. Take Marx Cards' line where he says, I'm yours to command, Galvatron, and put it right there, over my line. That's just there to let you know. Okay, and then he's going to raise his arm. Heil Hitler. Hail Hitlertron. We're not really fascist. It's just the Decepticons are obviously fascist. Anyway, okay, ready? And we're going to cut to his head here. And action.
Okay, we are filming what I believe is scene 23. Galvatron arrives on the planet Char.
July 27th.
July 27th. This is Galvatron and company going to talk to the Predacons, basically. So, I'm going to attempt an establishing shot here. No dialogue. Action.
28th, 2006. Transtech 2, Dark Metal Aftermath, scene pickups, reshoots of Jetfire fighting the bad guy and getting tossed out of the base. It just didn't look good in the dailies, so we're going to reshoot basically their action. We have their dialogue, and it's alright, but for the sake of this reshoot, probably redo that because this looks a lot better than it did. It looks like the inside of the base instead of being outside. They're still in the base, and there's the bad guy, and here he comes to kill Skyfire. Scream landing on Jetstorm. Now this scene is Nightscream flies in and lands on him, and that's how the original battle scene ended. We're actually going to get more closer to the script. We're going to get the script actually correct this time. So cue Nightscream coming down on top of him. So just a minute. In 34B, Mega Jetstorm blasts Mega Nightscream off of him, and then he turns to knock over Sterling and Miria. Now, okay, this scene. So we're not reshooting the stuff about Skyfire explaining in 2006 because that was all right. What we're reshooting is the part where he's got he wishes to know how I defeated Cybertron and get erase you from existence. So that's what we're doing right here. Yeah. So Mega Nightscream's actually standing in the scene right after Marx says his line. So I'm gonna go back to Marx Card saying his line, and Marx Cards is going to dub that in later. The gas until after he reaches for the gun. So here's the guy about to reach for the gun. He can't pick it up. He's an idiot. Action. July 29, 2006. So to Transtech 2, this is the introduction of Power Master Optimus Prime, as this movie rounds out the completion of the 4th season. And or if you want to consider this mini-series, that is movie 2, the 5th, you can. That should make a little more sense. And the 3rd one would be the 6th. Anyway, here is, in any case, this is episode 2 of the Epic Calcat miniseries, miniseries 2. And somebody just fell off the set, but since you couldn't see it, it's not funny. Now, here's some guys set up to the base. Don't film that because it's obvious that's the wall. Film him like that. Big close up so you can see part of him. There's Jetfire lying dead. Here is a plasma bolt will hit Jetstorm. This is scene 35, according to the script. Actually, there's a 35 written on the margin. So, it might be scene 35. Yeah. I think that's the one. Shot of the Predacons doing what they were doing and all that. John did that fine, or Marx Cards did that fine. We're not redoing that. What we're doing is Galvatron's first reaction shot as he's talking to them, or at least just kind of talking to the air, going, "Oh, this planet is miserable since I left it. Excellent." It's like he's kind of talking to himself. He's not necessarily talking to his men. He's just sort of, like, basically commenting on the planet being miserable aloud. Just kind of funny. Since we do a lot of that anyway. It's funny, the Galvatron. There's Galvatron there. It's very similar lighting. Look, let's make it the same lighting, shall we? And let's do a take. Galvatron, this planet is miserable. Take one. Action. August 5th, 2006, and this is Galvatron's set, where he's constructed the new power matrix to destroy the Transformers, other than him. And here's everybody on the set. So, going to film all of his stuff on the city set, basically. All of his evil, maniacal dialogue. And of course, the 6-shot will be post-production added in by Marx cards. Take one. Scene 40. Take one. Action. Cut. It's going to be done by Marx cards later. And also note that in editing, that all of the other scenes was 6-shot on the planet. He was in cat mode and he had his gun attached to his wing thing there. And then when he's on the planet, he's in robot mode again. So switch him back to cat mode when cards goes to film the other scene. So here is 6-shot saying his line. Or as he walks in. I'm just classic formulaic scene in cheesy, mainly Japanese manga, and some of the American stuff too, some of the James Bond movies. The villain, like grandstanding and telling the hero what he's gonna do. It's the classic story thing. The evil villain guy telling him what he's gonna do, and then so this is gonna be great. Like it's like, oh, incidentally, here's my evil plan to take over the world, and then usually the good guy figures a way out. But it's a Cal-Cat story, so maybe he doesn't quite, not the way you'd think anyway. So anyway, let's get a shot of Galvatron upwards, so it looks like he's like towering over Spike, like ha ha ha. Wouldn't you like to know? He is. So, there's a close-up of Galvatron, but from the angle of Spike looking up at him. So it looks like he's towering over him. You know, on
6 of them.
Well, 6 of them. This is August, what is this?
17th, I believe.
August 17th, and we're on the set of Trans-Tech Dark Metal Aftermath, yet again, after a month.
Well, we were able to film last week due to various...
There's going to be some 6-shot pickup lines. Him in cat position, and then when he's on Galvatron's base, close up of him standing up as a robot. So, oh, yeah. So that's what we got here, and there's some characters from the fictional adventures series, which got that changes the title. Weird Stories, better title.
It's called Weird Stories now.
Well, it was better than Strange Adventures.
I kind of like it.
Strange Adventures sounded like an old comic book series.
Yeah, like,
which it is actually.
Yeah, but it sounds like a Golden Age like knockoff of like Green Lantern or something.
Yeah, it's a comic book series.
Weird Stories sounds better.
Even though I think there was a comic book series called Weird Stories as well.
It's Amazing Stories.
Dark Metal. Start that again. This is Trans-Tech.
A blooper on the behind the scenes.
Yes. This is Trans-Tech Dark Metal Aftermath. Cal-Cat, and there's Mark's cards. And Cal-Cat doing the narration here, the MCing. This is Perceptor, but as you can see if you turn him around, he's Perceptor that's been patched up. It's hilarious. So there he is. So we're not showing him from the back, because that'd be funny. He's one of the Perceptors used in the story. It's October the 12th, 2006, about a month after the last filming of a shot. We've done 2 hours of computer footage and working on the 3rd hour, and this is the 4th hour that we're butting into now, the 4th act. Beginning of the 4th act is a scene involving the appearance of characters from Beast Machines. There's they're Beast Wars Transmetals actually. We got Depth Charge and
Cheetor
Rampage.
is supposed to be in here.
And there's Cheetor.
And Perceptor.
And those are the basic. This guy walks into the shot because the time warp brings him in, and of course with post production we do that. Appearance. And the other guy walks in. So I don't know if the time distortion is actually going on during all of that.
It's supposed to occur at some point during the dialogue. So it probably is going on in the background.
Yeah. So
unless you just want it to like pop into the scene like as a surprise.
Might be more dramatic to pop.
Yeah. And that way you don't have to like fuck around with it in post production and like have like lens flares going off for like a minute in the background.
Yeah. And other things. So there is the guy. Franz Tick. What is the movie? Yeah.
You don't remember?
Trans Tech 2. Dark Metal Aftermath.
Dark Metal Afterbirth.
Afterbirth. Dark Metal Aftermath. And we're going into the next tape hopefully technically the last hour, but considering how far we're going
on page 69 and we've already filmed like
we're trying to get to page 90 real quick, but yeah. So here we are. Beginning of page 70.
This has been a fairly technically challenging scene, so filming's been kind of slow, but we've gotten a lot of good stuff.
So now we're just finishing up the battle between these two guys.
We just got a couple of pickup lines of Rampage and
Depth Charge.
For some reason I want to call him Afterbirth. And then
I love you.
Pretty much going to fall out of the frame.
I love you. Because they're using Laserdisc technology.
Well, they just can hold as much data as an old Laserdisc could. Alright, this is scene 45A on the bridge of the SDF-3 with Max Sterling and Rick Hunter discussing the timeline tracking device that he's oh so conveniently brought with him that he just sort of pulled out of his ass in a scene that will probably be on the DVD. Alright, so we are rolling and action.
Cut. Lemuria, just to show the ship, Lemuria ship. Otherwise you'd have to go in post-production and paint it, and that would be kind of silly. So there it is, there's Lemuria ship. Watching the SDF-3. So the implication is that the SDF-3 just came down where the camera is and went in front of them through this shot. That's what's going on. So it's where I'm standing, basically. Yeah. They're looking up at it going, damn! It's just a shot of where the wall is. Where part of the ship is compared to them. It is December 15th, 2006. We're on the set of TransTech 2, and this is the set, raw set of the final battle with the Decepticons on the planet Char. It is in Act 4. It is scene... It's scene 52, well, B. It should be B, because we have Roadblock in that, and that's Marx cards. So we're doing B. We're going down to past Marx cards. All of this stuff where Roadblock is in this scene with Marissa and all this, these guys, for editing purposes, these guys are going to be CG or models, because we don't have battle armor versions of these figures. Nobody does anywhere. I mean, we could get like battle armor Roadblock, but there is no battle armor Marissa Fairborn. So basically, all we need is John's dialogue and our dialogue later for that. So I could do Air Flight's one line in there and throw it in when John does the other stuff, but it would look awkward. It would look like, oh, I jump cut it to him later, and it would just look weird. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do that block at all. I'm going to go on to, save it for later, go on to where the shootout begins, where Scourge and the other Decepticons come out and they start fighting. Earlier on in the story, when Galvatron shoves Starscream out of the lab and tells him, hey, you know, get out there and fight, and he's kind of reluctant. I think he should still be kind of reluctant when he says this, rather than being excited about it. It's funnier that way. It's like, oh, destroy them all, I guess. It would just be kind of, that would be more amusing, that's all. Yeah, well, it's not properly lit yet. It's warning me that it's not lit, but it's, there. And it's the end of the end of the movie shoot, pretty much, for Transtech 2. We got some pickup lines with Marx cards, most of which are CG. So we have some Max and some ship stuff and some one or two battleships evil and stuff like that. But mainly, it's the major battle at the end of the story, and then it cuts to the battle with the Predacons and Maximus inside of not Maximus, Orthor Magnus on Cybertron. Most of tonight's stuff will be the stuff that's not involving Marx cards. That's the battle on the planet Char. So that's what we're going to do, the battle on the planet Char, and I do wish we could stabilize that. And there we are. So, just so you know, I'm operating the camera and aiming it at myself with the viewfinder turned around, and that's why it keeps going. Our impressive production staff of 1. There's no one here. So, as you can see, vying actors going schizophrenic and going insane and thinking they're in 8 places at once, which hasn't happened just yet. We're going to go ahead with a filming here and see what happens. So, let's enter the bad guys in their battle here on the planet Char. I wish we had a director's clapboard. Yay! Okay, now we're finally ready for filming this at 9:30. So here we go. 9:25. Here we go with not with the part where Roadblock says, "Oh, the Falcon." Oh, part where Cheetor says his line about Wolfang getting shot. There's Wolfang. That's in here. That's the scene just before this. And it's just to establish that they're fighting, and this would give Starscream and the others something to say their line about destroying the creatures about. Otherwise, it's like, because this whole scene is actually one long scene. So we have them over there, them over there. We don't want to give the idea that they're right next to each other or they're that close. So I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show. Basically opening with Cheetor going, "Arr!" And then a blast hitting that guy, and Cheetor going, "Holy shit!" You know. And I'm gonna open it with this dead. That's actually Galvatron from Transformer Cybertron, but it's not supposed to be. It's just a dead Transformer. And here we're gonna open with this dead Transformer in the same way that we opened with the dead Polar Claw in the last one. So it's kind of an homage to the other Transtech movie. Okay, let's start with this scene and cut. Wolfang dies. There's no explanation for how he dies. That guy just fell over. Ha 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 ha! Excellent. Anyway, this is how Wolfang dies. Since there's nothing there in the script. So here is Scourge shooting the wolf guy. So he's actually supposed to be standing like right next to or near him. But because of the let's actually angle him a little bit more. Best, I think that was awesome. We can use one of those. I think the last one was the coolest. Like, basically, it was similar to that scene where Hot Rod's buddy gets blown up, except this time it's like Wolfgang gets like explodes. Basically, pieces of him hit Cheetor and knock him over. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but it's still fine. Anyways, let's go on to Starscream and Scourge doing their lines. Also, with this scene, remember that the Starscream didn't want to go outside because the Autobots were out there. And now, so he's a little concerned, but because he's out there. But since Scourge is there, kind of watching his back, I guess it's a little less concerned. So anyway, here, okay, ready with the scene and action. Jump cut between Soundwave and Galvatron's last line can't be done in that one take fashion because we want to get a reaction shot of Galvatron wondering if he's loyal. I think it would add to the effect of that. Galvatron is sort of like, oh, you are loyal, aren't you? He's like unsure. He just called him a traitor a minute ago. So we're gonna get another camera angle on Galvatron as he says his lines about being loyal to him. Okay. Close up of him, and so he's kind of looming. Action. Dark Metal Aftermath, tape 23, December 15th, 2006. Cal Cat here, doing KATS late night filming. It's now 11:39. Continuing Cal Cat's footage for the film. Then we're gonna do the intros of the Megatrons coming into the space bridge time warp thingy. So let's do the space bridge time warp thingy. Action. It's gonna end right here with them fighting each other. They're just going at it, or themselves and each other and everybody. And then they jump to Cybertron. So what I'm gonna do here is we're not gonna set up the Cybertron set. We just we're gonna cut to Char again, but later on. But I want to show them brawling a little bit because. Otherwise, you'd have to do that in animation, and it'd be kind of hard to do in animated. So we're just going to show them punching and kicking each other a little bit, then stop the scene. Okay, ready? And this wouldn't have any dialogue, which is going to be on another tape, I trust. After that Cybertron footage comes another cut back to the planet Char. Scene 57A. Space Char Vortex rolls over planet. Exterior surface of Char, the universe hangs in the balance. Warriors of the Autobots and Maximals and others are battling. And the Predacons and Decepticons. I rewrote the dialogue in this scene so that instead of them just saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this over and over again, they're actually specifically addressing each other as they're going to shoot each other, which makes a little more sense. It's like if they're just shouted, I'm going to destroy you over and over again, it's not as interesting as if they shouted why or who or basically call each other out. So they're all just standing around with all their weapons aimed at each other. And they're just like, we're going to shoot each other. A lot. Cool. So here we go. Like the other battle scene, this battle scene is going to require a whole lot of like extra, not in the script, oohs and ahs and crunches and breaks and things colliding with each other in the animation portion. And also, not a lot of them, and also not too much, because you don't want to add like 10 minutes of just crunching and smashing and shooting. But there does have to be something here that's motion and moving around. Otherwise, it's like they're just standing around shouting at each other. It is better than the original story. It was written better than the original story. Seem to have nixed out the line where Scourge says, we're wasting time here. Which is kind of stupid for him to say anyway. So it's redundant. It's like you're saying to the audience they're wasting time here. And I'm just going to cut that out so he doesn't say it. the Cybertron scenes and some Max Sterling pickups on Char when they arrive. We're going to need to film the Max Sterling stuff when they arrive on Char and they rescue Spike with Mark's cards. That ends this act. So, into Act 5. And there's a little bit more with the battle in Act 5 with this set. We're going to go to that portion of the set and see what it's like. Yeah. I think it's just Galvatron fighting Scattershot and Cyclonus in the background going, "What are you doing?" So, yeah. So, in other words, they get back to the story right here. And they get back to the final adventure footage, reshot of Scattershot fighting Galvatron. So, that's what's going on here. So, I think we can do Galvatron and Scattershot because there's a fight going on, but it's not more than 2 people. So, we can do it. Is a cut to page 90, scene 63, a complete reenactment of the Scattershot versus Galvatron scene. Apparently, he's not Scattershot as Prime anymore, but it's kind of explained in the story why. Later on, he says you don't have the Matrix. It's time to end this, and I don't know if maybe we should throw in a little bit of explanatory thing for that. Because this guy just walks in at this point. So, there should probably be a little bit of exhibition from him explaining what happened to Scattershottus. Well, Galvatron hasn't met Scattershottus. No, the other guys did. So let's just say that he knows that the other Prime is dead, but he hasn't met Scattershottus. No, this scene is remarkably similar to a scene in Armada and at the end of Energon. Because Galvatron will, well, it's in the script that Galvatron sacrifices himself blowing up the Quintesson ship. Which is remarkably similar to what they did in the Japanese manga versions of Armada and Energon. However, these scripts were written in 2001 before Armada even started. So we have predicted another Transformers series doing something. However, you won't know this shocking ending. Actually, we predicted this years ago. Galvatron blows himself up in Reunion in the Cities to destroy the Autobot city. So, and then it would start off with Tell All Are One with them trying to get him back and put his body back together. So it's pretty much so we thought of this like in the early 90s. So we're way ahead of these guys. And then of course he does it out of greed and he's pissed off. He's not really doing it to save the universe. He's doing it to save his own ass, which is much funnier than to save the universe. Because he's a bad guy. He just wants to save his own ass. Yes, my tin-plated titanium butt cheeks are beautiful. I mean, look at them. Ah, yes. I have a tail, too, which is kind of weird. It is December the 16th, 2006. We're on the set of Transtech Dark Metal Aftermath. This is Cal Cat and Clint Cowpoke and the whole cast here to do some Transtech on Cybertron stuff from scene 56, we believe. The Cybertron stuff is on this tape, so if you want to catch some of it. We have... I think this was misread earlier, that it said that it was 17 minutes done. It's actually 17 minutes left. So we're basically going to introduce these guys, what they're doing, and who they're going to shoot at. The Predacons in this scene, the people they're shooting at, will be filmed later by Marx cards. So we have to match where they are. So we're going to assume that, as we're looking at this, these guys are just positioned here because I set them up here. That's not where they're going to be, but to assume that they're somewhere over here, or maybe back there. a little bit out in that area. On that, they're shooting at the Autobots as they try to escape. Ultra Magnus is going to come forward and drive away, transform and fly away and drive away. And we have some of the other Autobots there. Mainly it's Magnus, Cup, and Alita 1 in the scene. Mainly Cup espousing where she's going. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, let's block the scene. And incidentally, it is pouring rain and hailing right now outside. We have some still photos of that. Just like last year, last October. So yeah, it's hailing out there. It's like caught in the rain and stuff. These guys are indoors, so they don't need to worry about it. And of course, we can't show them transforming because that's post-production. But I wanted to throw that in there just to establish that Magnus has done all his lines. Because Predaking's standing where the camera is, basically. Where the Predacons are. And they're shooting at them. They're kind of surrounding them. But, of course, the way this is shot, I'm shooting it so that Marx cards can put the Predacons against the walls and stuff where we think they would be. As little beasts and stuff. So they can be doing their thing surrounding them in different places. Hopefully cinematically interestingly. Anyway, 8 minutes left to tape. I think we're going to switch tapes now and go on and mark that Magnus did his lines. I'm going to watch what I just filmed. 10 minutes that I just filmed. Right here in the camera. Yeah. It's Trans Tech. Dark Metal Aftermath. Some pickup lines from the last tape concerning Cup. Cup's pickup lines. Cup and Magnus's pickup lines. This is immediately after Alita 1 has left these two guys and the other Autobots. And they're racing toward wherever she's going. This is just Cup and Magnus's little lines together. And you could just do Cup, but for continuity's sake, throw in Magnus too. It was unintuitive. Originally, Magnus said, "You think that someone is controlling this?" And then Cup just says, "She's headed to the plasma energy chamber." He doesn't respond to Magnus's rhetoric, even though it is rhetoric. So I decided to throw in the line, possibly, but Alita Magnus is headed to the plasma chamber. So then he's all, oh yeah, he's acknowledging it, but he's more interested in her, talking about what she's doing. So, let's get this guy. Focus, okay. No, the Predacons are being filmed later, Marx cards. We're on 59A, and we're going to do Cup's line, which has been slightly revised, explaining at last how they got there in the first place. And it was already in there, so Predaking can just match everyone. Since what Predaking says is redundant, he's just like pissed off. It doesn't matter about filming him first and second. This comes later. So, Predaking is basically pissed, and the Autobots are all like, pfft. So we're going to shake things up a little as Predaking's like thrashing stuff. Shooting things. Let's have a mess going in the background. It is that time once again. Trans Tech, Dark Metal Aftermath, final scenes. These are literally the final scenes. These are the last couple of Calcat scenes. Here we are at the Vector Sigma chamber, later to be called the Oracle Chamber in the Beast Machine series. And there is Alita 1 preparing to talk to the Vector Sigma, which is actually a clay model of the Vector Sigma. And there's the Autobots rushing in to catch her, and the Quintessons also trying to capture her. So the scene is a little quick, complex, and short at the same time. So, this is Calcat, and it's the 18th of December, and it's time to start this thing, or rather finish it. And then Marx Cards comes on Thursday, and we will wrap as much of his scenes as possible before the end of the new year. We'll see. A take of her dialogue in the chamber. Let's get to the chamber. Just her in the chamber. We don't see them yet. They come in too. we altered the script just a little bit so that the Quintesson's diversion is actually in the same room, which is a cool thing, just to speed things up. So, they're not in the plasma chamber, they're in the same room. They're with Vector Sigma, and they're going to activate, because they're in the vault anyway, so it's like, okay, just change it so it's in this chamber. Okay, so, we're ready. There are other CalCat pickup lines later in the script, but this is CalCat's last spoken line as Magnus and Cup in the film. Right here. 25 minutes left. There are others with Cheetor's Primal and Primal Prime in the future, Mega Night Scream in the future, with the Oracle. That's probably not going to be on this tape. So, we're just going to do this part. This is 2 pages away from the last page, page 99, on the Autobot spaceship leaving Cybertron. Places for the Autobot spaceship and crew. It's really actually the edge of the Sigma set. That's okay. Yeah. But they won't know that. Action. Final dolly crane shot of CalCat's lines that don't involve cards. The final dolly crane shot. Here it is. Action. Okay, it's out of the set. And let's do another take. Action. Hello, ladies and germs. Welcome to the set of Trans Tech Dark Metal Aftermath. We've just completed... Hello, ladies and germs, and welcome to Trans Tech Dark Metal Aftermath. Just completed the principal footage of CalCat and his little various imitated voices. The principal CalCat footage. The rest is pickup lines from Marx cards and CalCat together. Or pickup lines from other personas of Brown with Marx cards. So all of the main CalCat lines are done tonight. On Monday. 3 days after we said we'd do them on Saturday. It took 2 days. But we did it. They are in the can. This is tape 26. And there it is. December the 23rd.
Day
These are the
Christmas Eve.
The final scenes, believe it or not, of Trans Tech 2.
Resuming filming. This is literally what remains of our principal shoot, and then it goes to post-production.
Post-production. We will be done in probably the end of this tape.
So
that would be awesome.
That's the goal. Is we're going to try and wrap principal photography today, and send the movie out for post-production, which will take early into January probably.
Well, then school starts. Yeah, it'll be probably finished around March.
But
and then we'll release it next May.
Releasing our
the movie in May, just 2 months before Transformers Live action Michael Bay
possibly
thing.
Better.
And that's
not that it's a great movie, but possibly better. We'll see.
Yes. So,
right.
Dark Metal Aftermath 2. Last, like 2.5 minutes of filming
I literally
with
have
Max Sterling lines.
4 lines remaining, and then that completes my part of the principal photography for Trans Tech 2. There's still a bit of filming left to do on some other scenes that I don't need to be here for.
I can catch them up, yeah.
And then it's down to post-production, so it really looks like we're going to actually finish
right before Christmas Eve.
Photography before Christmas, even.
A year and 2 months after we started this in 2005.
It's epic.
But the first one took 2 years, so that's much better.
That's true. Of course,
from 2001 to 2003.
I was out for knee surgery like for 4 months, but not this time around, but for the first movie. So yeah, it looks like we may actually be able to begin post-production pretty much at the start of the year. Awesome.
Excellent. I'll be going back to school, but I'm sure post-production will continue anyway. No one will even notice.
Well, don't let it mess up your studies or nothing. But this is it. I got 4 lines, and that's it.
And that's it. So let's do them.
I got one other 5th line that I just figured out that needs to go in the movie.
Oh God!
Now that's out of the way.
You thought it.
I did. Scene. I don't even know what scene is. 58. Line 2. Take 1. Action. Cut. So.
You have wrapped principal photography.
As far as I can tell.
Marx Cards is just wrapped principal photography on Dark Metal Aftermath at 5:02 on Christmas. Well, not Christmas Eve night, but the night before Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. Yeah, so CalCap, I'm going to go back and capture the little snippet scenes around those tonight and wrap principal photography of this film after 1 year. The first one took 2, so this one taking 1 year,
that's
pretty
much
good.
Better. We're getting
actually
better.
The full movie so far in the raw is over 4 hours. The first one was 4 even. There was actually 10 minutes of extra footage, which is on the DVD. You can see the 10 minutes extra footage, including the GoBots getting slaughtered, which is a scene that was really cool, but we just couldn't use it, so we threw it in the other. One Decepticon basically slaughters all of them, which is hilarious. So the GoBots sucked basically.
So that's it. There we go. Marx Cards signing off for now.
Quickly. So post-production for this film will shortly begin after New Year's. Post-production involves animation and such. I hear that since you come every Thursday.
Oh yes.
It's possible we'll start production with the production on part 3 with some of your lines from part 3.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason why we can't just jump right in and start getting some more scenes in the can.
Part 3.
Some more stuff we won't have to do later. We'll have more time then. If we get more of the principal dialogue out of the way, there's more time to be more cinematic on the third movie and line up more action scenes and that kind of stuff, which would be good because the third series is going to be the third movie is going to be
mini-series. Well, they're mini-series. These are all mini-series. I mean, a 4-hour picture and then a 4.5-hour picture.
Yeah, and at the rate we're
very
going,
ambitious.
The third one will be like 5 hours long. But
it's a little shorter.
But actually,
a little shorter.
It's going to rock.
It's going to be far superior to other trilogies out there. Yeah.
Certain Lucas.
And certain well, special effects wise, okay, yeah, he's got to be, but dialogue.
Effects don't make the movie.
Yeah, dialogue. Oh my God.
Nothing in this but low tech stuff, but it's all ingenuity. There's like really elaborate, totally homemade sets. This is essentially an independent production, but what matters is whether the dialogue works.
December the 23rd.
These are Christmas Eve.
The final scenes, believe it or not, of Trans Tech 2.
Resuming filming. This is literally what remains of our principal shoot, and then it goes to post-production.
Post-production. We will be done in probably the end of this tape.
So
that would be awesome.
That's the goal. Is we're going to try and wrap principal photography today, and send the movie out for post-production, which will take early into January probably.
Well, then school starts. Yeah, it'll be probably finished around March.
But
and then we'll release it next May.
Releasing our
the movie in May, just 2 months before Transformers Live action Michael Bay
and possibly
thing.
Better.
And that's a
not that it's a great movie, but possibly better. We'll see.
Yes. So,
right.
Dark Metal Aftermath 2. Last like 2.5 minutes of filming
I literally
with
have
Max Sterling lines.
4 lines remaining, and then that completes my part of the principal photography for Transtech 2. There's still a bit of filming left to do on some other scenes that I don't need to be here
I
for.
can catch them up, yeah.
And then it's down to post-production, so it really looks like we're going to actually finish
Right before Christmas
principal
Eve.
photography before Christmas even.
A year and 2 months after we started this in 2005.
It's epic.
But the first one took 2 years, so that's much better.
That's true. Of course,
For 2001 to
I was out for
2003.
knee surgery like for 4 months, but not this time around, but for the first movie. So yeah, it looks like we may actually be able to begin post-production pretty much at the start of the year. Awesome.
Excellent. I'll be going back to school, but I'm sure post-production will continue anyway. No one will even notice.
Well, don't let it mess up your studies or nothing, but this is it. I got 4 lines, and that's it.
And that's it. So let's do them.
I got one other 5th line that I just figured out that needs to go in the movie.
Oh, God!
Now that that's out of the way.
You thought it!
I did. Scene... I don't even know what scene is. 58. Line 2, take 1. Action. Cut. So,
You have wrapped principal photography.
as far as I can tell...
Marx Cards has just wrapped principal photography on Dark Metal Aftermath at 5:02 on Christmas. Well, not Christmas Eve night, but the night before Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
there is such a
Yeah,
thing.
so CalCap is going to go back and capture the little snippet scenes around those tonight and wrap principal photography of this film after 1 year. The first one took 2, so this one taking 1 year.
That's
That's
pretty
much
good.
better.
We're getting
actually.
better.
The full movie so far in the raw is over 4 hours. The first one was 4 even. There was actually 10 minutes of extra footage, which is on the DVD. You can see the 10 minutes extra footage,
Yep.
including the GoBots getting slaughtered, which is a scene that was really cool, but we just couldn't use it,
didn't
so
fit, so
we threw it in the other. You know, one Decepticon basically slaughters all of them, which is hilarious. So the GoBots sucked basically. We're acknowledging that. We saw the preview for the Michael Bay Transformers. We hope to get this out 2 months before that. To let all the trans fans out there know that our version is probably, even though there's a cinematically more interesting, probably dialogue-wise is a smarter movie. Ours is better.
it's not to say that our lines like "they will be destroyed" is necessarily like
It's just that
Oscar
it's Michael
caliber,
Bay.
but it's still better.
It's
than
Michael Bay.
We didn't write Catwoman for one thing. So yep, there it is.
I think we're done with Mark's Cards.
We're done with it. So there it is.
Until
the
part
script.
3.
Which
We will start pre-production on part 3 in early February.
So that's it. There we go. Mark's Cards signing off for now.
Quickly. So post-production for this film will shortly begin after New Year's. Post-production involves animation and such. I hear that since you come every Thursday,
Oh yes.
it's possible we'll start production with the production on part 3 with some of your lines from part 3.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason why we can't just jump right in and start getting some more scenes in the can.
Part 3.
Some more stuff we won't have to do later. We'll have more time then. If we get more of the principal dialogue out of the way, there's more time to be more cinematic on the third movie and line up more action scenes and that kind of stuff, which would be good because the third series is going to be the third movie is going to be
Miniseries. Well, they're miniseries. These are all miniseries. I mean, a 4-hour picture and then a 4.5-hour picture.
Yeah, and at the rate we're
very
going,
ambitious.
the third one will be like 5 hours long. By the time
No,
we're
it's a
done.
little shorter.
But actually,
A little shorter.
It's gonna rock.
It's going to be far superior to other trilogies out there. Yeah.
Certain Lucas.
And certain well, special effects wise, okay, yeah, he's got to be, but dialogue.
Effects don't make the movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
dialogue. Oh my god.
Nothing in this but low tech stuff. But it's all ingenuity. There's like really elaborate totally homemade sets. This is essentially an independent production, but what matters is whether the dialogue works. But what matters is whether the dialogue works, or the story makes more sense certainly than.
What's funny about all this? What is funny about all this audio commentary is we almost don't need a commentary track on this, because who's going to sit through it? And it's just probably behind the scenes stuff would be good. Well, if we want to do one, we'll do one. Yeah. Talking about how it is, how we put it together.
Yeah, well, it represents a year of filming.
The other one represented 2 years, and it didn't end up on the DVD version, but it was on the video. Mm-hmm. We thought that it was kind of redundant to do the audio thing again for the DVD on the first one.
So yeah, what we're looking to do now is just start ramping up as we close production on the second movie and begin post-production and filming. We're going to start ramping up the third movie, and the third movie is going to kick ass.
Back to back. We wanted to do back to back, like the Matrix sequels, except better than the Matrix sequels. The whole point of doing 2 sequels, that's not too hard to do. Both of the idea here was to do a cinematically more interesting, another trans tech, tell the story in a different way, have it end with a butt-kicking finale, and it does. I mean, the bad guy,
well, don't tell him how it ends, but...
well, you're watching this is going to be the commentary, so, I mean, it's going to be the behind the scenes. So it does have a really awesome finale, and it leads, obviously, to the third one, because there's really, where the hell are they going to go from here? And I like how the colony thing has been rewritten from the original Trans, and the whole aspect of them coming and being involved in it later on, and the whole Transformer doppelganger thing happens in the third one. There's a lot of Prime stuff to look forward to, including, I hear they're going to do a reenactment of the Trans 2 element of Optimus Prime getting set on fire. They're going to do that again. We also have a bad guy, Nemesis Prime Scourge, who is going to play Masochistic Prime. And guess who we have cast as Masochistic Prime? It's not me. Marx Kant will play the evil German Masochist Prime. He might have this. I don't know if he's going to have the Strawberg voice, or if he's going to have just to make an homage, or whether he's going to have the Nicholson voice.
Well, we'll have to play around with it and see what we come up with.
It seems kind of funny.
We'll
Masochistic Prime.
Workshop that, but ultimately the whole point was, let's do a trilogy of movies, and let's finally do justice to Trans Tech, because we've been making these movies off and on for years and years, and
longer than the Transformers saga has come back. We basically have been doing our fanfic version since. Basically since the show was on. We were doing it in '86, 20 years ago.
This pretty much goes back to the original cartoon.
Because we didn't like the reruns. We wanted to make our own.
But, basically because we were starting out, from scratch with virtually no experience.
And no figures.
We basically taught ourselves how to do this stuff over the years. So when you look at the earlier movies,
you can't watch them. I've watched them,
but cinematically they're all over the place. Sometimes there'll be this really awesome shot, and then 5 minutes of crap. Another really awesome shot or a really cool effect, and then 5 minutes of crap.
And you were mainly on Trans 2, but you did see some of Trans 1. And, you were briefly, I think, in one.
Time was inventive, but basically the idea with this
burning Prime and throwing Triptychon off a roof. That's pretty funny.
How many times do we throw him off the roof?
And then blow up the Metroplex. And how we did that is we hit him with a baseball bat. This is more creative than what Jim did to his. So, and the Triptychon, surprisingly, was really well built. And he still worked after we dropped it
10 times.
You can't do that to the new one.
The new ones would detonate.
We tried it on the new one.
Anyway, my point was just going to be that the whole idea is, let's finally do the Trans Tech idea as a trilogy of movies and do it right. We'll put everything that we've learned about filmmaking and sets and
season 4 and 5 and whatever.
Yeah. So we just wanted to. We felt like, okay, the time is right. Let's go ahead and do Trans Tech properly. So that's what this is.
Yeah, and we're just talking now. Just a heel tape. We will put the rest on here, of course. We're good here. Film it to me for a few seconds to give a little teaser, and then I'll turn it off and then do the rest of the line.
Okay, and now we've got Calcat
Cal
on the
Cat
set
on the set of Trans. With Max here, little Max. This is really cool. This is really neat. We said, like, in the last movie, we had this helicopter thing. It was like a G.I. Joe helicopter, part of one. And we thought early on, you know, going to Sheldon's hobby store, you know, well, why can't we build an actual existing Veritech model out of balsa and cardboard, and then photograph them inside this? So this is like a model that we've been using through the whole thing.
Yep.
And it's really awesome.
It's got
Inspired by Brian Story's models as well.
Fairly elaborately painted.
Cardboard. The sets are also inspired by Story. There.
And you can see the scaling here. That's one of the
yeah. So
the cheap transform.
that's a Carta that we rebuilt to scale.
Yep.
All the others were not to scale; they were bigger than the set.
You can see the scope of the set here when I pan back.
That bridge thing, these walls and stuff. We've really Tim Cantrell saw the first one. One of our actors and producers from the Trans Saga, and he was looking at this and he thought, like, the first one, and he thought, oh, look at all this stuff from, like, you know, the Transformer thing. It was really cool, you know. You like the Galvatron and the Lita 1 scene. We'll go to the details. You have to watch the DVD to catch that.
Oh, yeah.
Cantrell had a vested interest in continuing the Trans-Tech saga. So it's possible that after Part 3 and after we do a Star Trek Kimara movie, that we will be in principal pre-production of Trans-Tech the series. Well, actually, Transformers Space Bridge is the title of the series. And it will have the space bridge and the power matrix thing in there. But different dimensions of Transformers get pulled into this alternate universe reality. Sort of like how they did the Marvel Universe Unlimited thing. Well, it's a Transformer Limited universe. So we get to, like, totally fudge and screw around with it. And it's what they can, and it'll be great. Yep. It's just, the premise is just awesome. What Cantrell and I have come up with. And I'm going to later tell cards about the whole idea of having this, like, intergenerational thing. And yes, we will go into Cybertron and Armada and Energon, so fans of those shows, don't worry, it's in there a little bit. Enough to be in there. And it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm going to go on to more filming of the...
Yep, and that'll pretty much
wrap up
principal
dialogue.
Photography, and that'll move us to the post-production phase.
Post-production.
So there you have it. Trans-Tech
2. Spacefold commencing. We're going home. And now, kill the lights. Action. Ready on killing the lights. I don't want to see the spacefold again. Ready? Ready. Let's spacefold in the dark. Ready, spacefold. Last 4 minutes of tape. Action. Cut. Woohoo! Last minute of dialogue. That's it, folks. That's it. Lights. Cue the lights. Spacefold. 5 minutes of tape left. Tape 29. Doesn't need to use a cleaning cassette. Hello. Hello. What cleaning cassette? We have just completed principal photography. A blooper on the end of the tape. We have just completed principal photography of Trans-Tech 2 Dark Metal Aftermath. Let's hear for the standing ovation here on the set. We've completed tape 2 with all the opticals to match up with Marx cards from the other tape and a little bit of this tape. It has been an interesting 1 year And it's really awesome that we got it done right here tonight on the set at KATS. And we look forward to doing more in the future. Now post-production begins on TransTech. 4 minutes of tape remaining. This is Cal Cat signing off. Two. Look at this, look at this, look at this. Dude, what's funny is in the script there was no spacefold jump, but I threw it in. Because it's visually interesting. And what's funny is I set the camera on the set. Strike all the sets. Put all the characters away. Excellent. But keep them around because we might need some post-production shots of these guys. So that's the end of the tape. And the set. The guys. Here they are. Waiting for their various close-ups. So, that's it. From the set of TransTech, Dark Metal Aftermath. Cat. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Yes. Space Bunny. You know, the thing about the Space Bunnies is you want to see them fuck. How come you never get to see the Space Bunnies fuck? I want to see the Space Bunnies fuck, damn it. At long last. I've waited so long. Oh my god. Yes. Oh, it's so good. Okay, I'm done with you now.
Should I get you something to drink or something? Or?
No, get out. Next.
In this scene.
If I'm not in it, then yeah. Uh-oh. Going for the grab.
Yes.
And that will mean let's actually watch the dailies before you leave.
You like that.
It's not very long.
You like it. Now, yes. Yes.
Hey, when's it my turn? I want some too. Oh, I'll give you some sugar.
What are you doing?
He's my bitch. Get away.
Me. Yes.
It's my cunt. You get lost. I'm not done with you yet.
Can you really understand the tenderness in my heart?
I don't give a shit. I just want to fuck you.
I even wanted to act one a little bit. Hey. Cut. X was well done. And very demented. I am Optimus Primal. And now I switch on the light and I'm a beautiful prime, and a prime, beautiful prime. Ha 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 ha, beautiful am I. Look at my enormous pectoral muscles. I don't have nipples. Clang, because I'm a robot. It's my trust.
Oh.
No, washing no hands on the car.
Tentacle. Oh. Oh.
Washing no hands on the car. Washing no hands on the
Rolling. Action. And cut. That's freaking awesome. Okay. They're totally blasted.
Not only that, when I look at the table, I got a bird's eye view of your crotch. Oh.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh, sucks to now. Oh.
That's lava. Oh. That's really lava. Just want more. Sucks to chop.
Oh.
I'm just filming a fucking porn right here on the for no reason.
And I was narrating in the back.
Excellent. Okay, just for the record, these guys spy. In Cat City. Hey, baby. So, did it hurt? When you fell from heaven? Ooh. I like to hit that. Let me pet the pussy. Try the white tiger. It was the best one ever. Oh.